Hello and welcome back to Teach Me Money Methods. In this video, I'm going to be showing you an article rewriter tool that will spit out amazing content for PLR in seconds. And so I have a couple different methods that I've been using lately to create some books to publish them, and it's been working really well. I have several different tools that I use, but I've been really experimenting with this new article rewriter that I came across a couple weeks ago. And I believe that it is by far the best article or content rewriter on the market today, and it will even beat out other popular softwares that have been on the market for at least 10 years, which is Spin Rewriter and Word AI. So let's jump in real quick. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So the software is Quillbot, right? And I have a premium membership to it, and it's about $79. You can click the link below to check that out, but it's about $79 per year. So it's actually, what does that come out to? If we come out over into here and we go 79 divided by 12. So you're looking at $6.58 per month to be able to rewrite unlimited amount of content. And what's unique about this software is that it's actually going to spit out human readable content that you don't have to do a whole lot of editing to, or do a whole lot of grammar or punctuation fixes to. So a lot of times using the other tools, now they are great and they have a place, but you do end up having to spend quite a bit of time in the editing process when using the other tools that I've been using. And I have been using those for years, but there just wasn't a tool out here, at least I didn't know of, that was so sophisticated in its rewriting like Quillbot. It's just insane. So what we'll do is, for example, I want to show you a couple of the different tools here. So first, if you're in the paraphraser, I took some PLR articles and I just kind of put them all together and made them into a little small ebook, right? So let's say you have your ebook here, right? But it hasn't been rewritten. So if I go and check this in Copyscape, this content is definitely going to show up, all over the internet. So it would have to be rewritten, right? So we're going to take, let's just take, this is about 1,400 words. I think that this will actually rewrite the entire thing. So we're going to go ahead and copy this whole thing. And that's another cool thing too, is that it actually will let you put quite a bit of text in here. So on the paraphrase tool, I'm going to go ahead and push paste. And you can see that we're at 8,000 characters out of 10,000 in the rewriting tool, or the paraphrasing tool is what they call it. And so, you're looking at 1,500 words over here. So I would say give or take about 1,700 words is going to be how much it will fit in there, which is pretty nice. But if you're doing 2,000, 2,500 word articles, something like that, then you're going to have to do the process 2 times. But that's okay because the results that you get are just incredible. So we're going to go like this, and then there's all kinds of different ones. I'm going to go ahead and use the standard with this one. And we're going to click the standard button, and it's going to go ahead and just go out there and start rewriting the content. Now you have a dial over here, and this dial, we can take this dial and move it further to the right. The further we go over to the right, the more text it's going to impact, the more text it's going to change. Certainly the more, also the further to the right, there will be more edits, or it can become less accurate. So you can leave it on the first setting or the second setting is what I recommend, and it does just so on the first setting, you might copy and check Copyscape and find 1 or 2 results. But, you have to think about where, if, what I teach in my PLR Profits Academy course, rewriting PLR, all you have to do is rewrite at 70% or higher. It doesn't need to be 100%. They put it through, if they put it through their algorithm checkers, some stuff can show up. It doesn't have to be 100% unique. It just needs to be a certain percentage. I've found that I've been just fine publishing on Amazon or Draft2 Digital with 70% or higher content. So even the very first dial will get you that. So here's all the text that it rewrote, right? And you can check that out. You can pause the video, but you can just see establishing courage to a better life, developing courage for a better life. It rewrites the title for you, and it makes total sense. You can start to improve your life once you establish courage. Constructing courage will enable you to take risks in the direction of a brighter future that you would not normally take. you put fear behind you when you establish courage. Bravery is the process of admitting that you have fears, but being willing to figure out a way to overcome them and not let them control you. It's fine to face your fears when the time is right. So that whole paragraph, is there anything that you would change in that paragraph? It sounds very, very, it's very good to me. It doesn't look like it needs any edits whatsoever. And, using the other softwares, I find that, with the content around and with this much content right here, for example, like even it's been Rewriter, I have that tool and I've used it for years. I would have maybe one or two places that I would maybe have to make fixes to. So I find that the brilliant part about Quillbot is that there's just no fixing of the content. It just knows exactly, it understands verb tenses and all that. And it just won't change it if it's not going to make sense afterwards, right? And so you can also come in here and manually change stuff. So the blue, I believe, is the recommended changes that you can make changes to. The orange is actually what it did change. So as we move the dial over, you'll see that they'll become more orange. So we would just push the rephrase button and then there would end up being more orange. So it's going to go out there and rewrite right now. And we'll come back in a sec. So after reading that, it still reads perfectly fine, even with the second one. So if you want to be a little bit more cautious, then definitely that first dial will get you 100% unique content. There's not really any need to go to the other ones, to the third or fourth level. And then, so on the blue, you can change the orange ones. You can click on it and change it to something else until you develop courage, until you build courage. You can change it back. Blue is recommended stuff. So you can put fear behind you. You can, so that's why it didn't change this as well, because strike terror would not make as much sense. So that's why it did not change that. So now you have your text. We can scroll down here. We just rewrote 1,500 words, right? And what you can do is just push the copy button. And you can open up, I would just open up a new Word document, keep the original in case you would need to come back to it. And we would just come over here and paste. So now you have your text here, your completely rewritten text. You can come over here and do heading 1 and start, doing your, structuring your ebook again, right? And so it has 1,525 words in comparison to the other one that had 1,443 words. So we ended up gaining 100 words in the rewrite process. But here's another really cool thing that you can do. So if you have content that you want to, so at the end of your book, right? So let's say you have a conclusion. What you can do here is you can actually take your book, right? I'm going to copy that text. Then we're going to come over to the summarizer tool. Right, so we go over to the summarizer tool and you can paste this text in here. And this, for some reason, will let you put in 25,000 characters. So now as the entire book is in here, and this is just amazing. Now all we have to do is you can do key sentences or you can do paragraph. So all we do is just push the summarize button and it's going to go through that entire piece of content and just pick out certain parts of the content. And you can see that the parts of the content is in blue that it picked out. See all the blue? This software is genius. So now we have all that content and we have a nice conclusion. We can throw this, you can use this as a conclusion, or you can use this. Let's say we'll just go back to this part of the book, because it's already, the book is already structured and formatted. We'll come back down here and let's just say you're doing the conclusion. And you could write a conclusion paragraph and then you could just paste this in, the summary in, and then we can come back over here and make this a heading 1 as well. So then you have that done. And then you can also use this for your book descriptions to kind of summarize the most important parts of the book. It does that for you. So the summarizer is really, really cool. If you wanted to do it by sentences, you can actually click the sentences button and then watch what happens. It'll just go by and pick out key sentences that it thinks stand out or that are bold inside the text. and it picked out these 5 right here. And if you wanted more, you can just move the dial over and it's going to just pick out more content. So if you needed, a content brief or something like that, then you could also use it that way, right? So then last but not least, we can come over to the grammar checker tool. And this is what's really cool. Last time I used it, I was very, very impressed. We're going to go into not this one, but the other one that we know has the rewritten content, right? So we're going to Control A, Control Copy, come back over here. I'm going to paste this text in here. So it's going to go out there and find all the errors in the text, much like Grammarly. So we're going to come back up here, and it has found some errors right here. And it's found 6 errors in that 1,500 word content. And what I really like is, I had a piece of content that I had put in here that it had like 40 errors that it found. So when it found 40 errors, it treats it all the same. And what separates it different than Grammarly, I have Grammarly Premium as well. I have a lot of software tools in my tool chest. Now Grammarly's great and all, but one complaint that I have is that you have to sit here and every single one you have to click. They have no master, just correct everything that you suggest button. Well, in this Quillbot, it actually does. You just push fix all errors. So now it has 0 errors. It went out and fixed those errors for us. You can come in here and do some more formatting if you want to. And you can, copy your text and then go and replace it. So it will actually fix all of your text all at once in one button. So it has, some 3 main parts of the software. Then it also has extensions, Microsoft Word, Google Chrome, and Google Docs. You can actually bring in the widget. This software was actually built to help students out with maybe paraphrasing some text inside of a book. It probably was not created for them to just, write an entire report. I'm sure that that does end up happening because the software is so intelligent. But in what I teach in my PLR Profits Academy course, it's totally fine to do what we just did, which is take PLR content that we have the rights to change the text however we want and rewrite it. And so when you take PLR content, the importance of this is that you take PLR content, right? It's people have already grabbed it the day it came out and went and posted it, on different platforms. And so you wouldn't be able to take it. It's going to end up being duplicate content. Whether you put it on your website or you go and publish it on Amazon or something, it's going to get rejected because it's no longer unique content. And so that's why these tools are, I find them very helpful, is that we're able to rewrite our content very quickly. And we want to do we want to spend as least amount of time in the editing process as possible. And so far, the Quillbot is on a whole nother level of its own as far as how quickly and pain-free it makes the process. And you can see it just rewrote all those, and it's actually only finding 5 errors in a 1,500 word article because it's rewriting that intelligently. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how you can use Quillbot in order to rewrite content. Quillbot does have a free version. It's just going to take more time on your part because I believe that it's limited to 700 characters, which is about 300 words of text or so. And if you're serious about your business and you're actually publishing books, rewriting articles, publishing content for your website, all that kind of good stuff, then you are going to want to upgrade to the premium. You can check out the link below. And if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button, and I'll see you in my next video.